Have you ever witnessed a battle so intense it seems like a clash of titans? Welcome back to the Octagon, where grit, skill, and sheer willpower collide. Today, we're diving into one of the most thrilling rematches in UFC history, UFC 181, Robbie Lawler versus Johnny Hendricks II. This is not just a fight, it's a tale of ruthless redemption. Before we start the video, please subscribe to our channel to stay updated about our latest updates. Setting the stage. In December 2014, the world of mixed martial arts was on the brink of one of its most anticipated events. The stage was set for a high-stakes rematch at UFC 181, where Robbie Lawler and Johnny Hendricks were ready to clash once again in an epic battle for the welterweight title. This wasn't just another fight, it was a chance for redemption, a second shot at glory in the neon-lit arena of the Mandalay Bay Event Center in Las Vegas. Their first meeting had been a nail-biter, a contest so close it left the fans and fighters yearning for a definitive conclusion. Hendricks had narrowly secured the title with a decision that left the audience debating the outcome long after the fighters had left the octagon. As the rematch loomed, the air was thick with anticipation. Could Lawler overturn the previous decision and prove himself the rightful champion, or would Hendricks reaffirm his dominance with another win? This rematch wasn't merely about defending or capturing a belt. It was about legacy, determination, and the unyielding desire to prevail against the odds. The fighters. Robbie Lawler, known as Ruthless, brings a fearsome reputation into the octagon. His striking is not just effective, it's devastating. With a career rejuvenated by his return to the UFC, Lawler's path to the title shot was paved with knockouts and bloodied opponents, earning him a reputation as one of the most dangerous stand-up fighters in the division. His aggressive style and never-say-die attitude make him a favorite among fans who admire a fighter who can both dish out and absorb incredible amounts of punishment. On the other side of the cage stood Johnny Hendricks, nicknamed Big Rig, a man whose left hand seems to carry the force of a freight train. A former NCAA Division I wrestling champion, Hendricks combines his world-class grappling skills with knockout power, a combination that has led him to the pinnacle of the welterweight division. His ability to switch from explosive takedowns to devastating strikes makes him a formidable champion, one who adapts fluidly to whatever challenge the fight game throws at him. Together, these two fighters encapsulate the spirit of MMA, a blend of technique, heart, and the raw power to finish fights. As they headed into the rematch, both knew that this fight would be a defining moment in their careers, a chance to prove themselves as the ultimate warrior in one of the UFC's most competitive divisions. The first encounter. Before we delve into the rematch, let's rewind to their first showdown at UFC 171. It was a battle of strategy versus power, agility versus grit. Hendricks' wrestling base seemed to be the perfect counter to Lawler's striking prowess. Over 5 grueling rounds, the two fighters exchanged blows and maneuvers in a tightly contested bout. Hendricks, leveraging his wrestling expertise, managed to control significant portions of the fight, yet Lawler's powerful striking kept him in contention every step of the way. The decision after the final bell was unanimous but razor-thin, with Hendricks emerging as the new welterweight champion. However, the margin was so slim and the fight so fiercely contested that it left fans and pundits alike clamoring for a rematch. The controversy and the split opinions highlighted just how evenly matched and compelling these two fighters were. It was clear that this rivalry was too intense to remain settled by just one encounter. The UFC, understanding the allure of this burgeoning rivalry and the demand for a clear resolution, wasted no time in setting the stage for a rematch. The narrative was set for a dramatic sequel, where unfinished business would finally be resolved. The rematch. Fight night. December 6, 2014, Mandalay Bay Event Center, Las Vegas. The arena buzzed with anticipation as Robbie Lawler and Johnny Hendricks walked into the octagon for their highly anticipated rematch at UFC 181. From the opening bell, the intensity was palpable. Lawler, seeking to avenge his narrow loss, came out with a heightened sense of urgency, his strikes crisper and more forceful than ever. Each punch and kick was thrown with the intention of not just scoring points, but making a statement. Hendricks responded with his characteristic composure and tactical acumen, utilizing his wrestling background to counter Lawler's aggressive stand-up game. He aimed to take control by bringing the fight to the ground, where he could mitigate Lawler's striking advantage. The crowd watched as the two fighters exchanged roles fluidly. Hendricks, the wrestler turned striker, Lawler, the striker, grappling to keep the fight standing. As the rounds progressed, the fight morphed into a chess match with gloves, each man adjusting his strategy in real time. Lawler's striking found its mark several times, rocking Hendricks and shifting the momentum. However, Hendricks' resilience shone through as he absorbed the blows and continued to press forward, securing crucial takedowns. The fight was a roller coaster of emotions, with fans on their feet as the momentum swung back and forth between the two combatants. The electricity in the air was a testament to the epic nature of this rematch, with both fighters laying it all on the line in pursuit of the welterweight title. The turning point. As the fight entered the championship rounds, the intensity reached a fever pitch. Both fighters were visibly fatigued yet determined, each aware that the title could still be anyone's game. Lawler, sensing the urgency of the moment, began to push the pace. His punches, though slightly slower than in the earlier rounds, carried a desperation and force that seemed to resonate with the crowd's energy. In the fifth and final round, Robbie Lawler's relentless pursuit for redemption began to tip the scales. He ramped up his aggression, cutting off the cage and limiting Hendricks' movement. With precise and heavy strikes, Lawler managed to break through Hendricks' defenses. A particularly powerful combination pressed Hendricks against the cage, signaling a critical shift in control. This moment encapsulated Lawler's strategy: overwhelm Hendricks with volume and power, forcing him to defend rather than execute his own game plan. As the final minutes ticked away, Lawler continued to dominate the stand-up exchange, marking a stark contrast to their first encounter where Hendricks had the upper hand in the closing moments. This time, Lawler left no doubt as to who was controlling the fight, impressing upon the judges the narrative of a fighter not just seeking victory, but demanding it through sheer force of will and spirit. This last round was a testament to Lawler's evolution as a fighter. Smarter, more patient, yet every bit as ruthless when the opportunity presented itself. The decision. After 5 rounds of relentless fighting, it came down to the judges' scorecards. The tension was unbearable. When the announcer read the decision, declaring Robbie Lawler the new UFC welterweight champion, the crowd erupted. It was a moment of redemption, a narrative of coming back from defeat, stronger and more determined. Lawler's victory was not just a win, it was a statement. If you enjoyed this deep dive into one of the most thrilling chapters of UFC history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more epic fight breakdowns and fighter insights. Until next time, keep fighting your own battles, and maybe, just like Robbie Lawler, you'll find your own ruthless redemption. Thank you for watching.